Are we live? Looks like we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab. It's me, Lone Fox. Tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at ya from Parma. We made the drive today. We loaded up all of our stuff, our sun, our bits and bobs, and we drove across the country. Well, not that far really, it was about 3 hours or so from the coast to the center. And I'll be staying here at this house for, you might, those of you who've been with me since the beginning, recognize the background. I did do a few streams on the channel from this location a few months back now, maybe 2 months or so. And yeah, I'm back in this location just for 4 or 5 days while we sort of pack our bags, get ready, and then my father-in-law is going to take us to the airport on the 30th, and that's when we are flying to Portugal. But don't worry, fresh brews will be coming your way every single day, no matter what happens. I've got guarantees from the friend that is hosting me in Portugal that we have very good mobile internet connection in the area where he is, and yeah, so coming to you from around the 1st of next month, I'll be streaming from a lovely little farm in the south of Portugal, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But tonight in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a Magecraft deck. A Magecraft deck that I'm calling MonkCraft, because this is probably the last one of the classes that I needed to still explore from AFR, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I think we've tried all the others: Druid class, Ranger class, Fighter class, Barbarian class, what else? Paladin class, Cleric class. We've tried them all. This is the last one that I haven't played yet in any of my decks, and I think it really lends itself to the Magecraft sort of archetyped, because it says that, well, first of all, the static ability when it comes into play is that the second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. So already, if you're trying to like storm off with your instants and sorceries, then having a couple of these on the battlefield when you have spells that cost 2 colorless and something like Mentor's Guidance, then that's already pretty damn good. But if you've got even just things like, you know, really the whole point of this deck is to try and get Mentor's Guidance and Showdown of Confidence to cast in 1 turn on top of a, let's say, few of the Magecraft cards that you have. So even if you just get the cost reduction of 1, and you can cast a Show of Confidence for 1 white mana instead of 2, especially in the Magecraft decks, which usually have, and in this case it is a correct thing to say, a lower amount of mana. So I'm running 22 lands in this deck. Of course, the highest mana cost thing in the whole deck is 23, so 22 lands is more than enough. So yeah, even if we just get the cost reduction down to 1 in Show of Confidence, and that means, so you can cast Mentor's Guidance for 3, and then Show of Confidence for 1 for 4 mana, you get many copies. And I'll explain a little bit more about that. I know I'm just sort of saying it as if I expect everybody to know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go through the cards left to right, as I always do, and explain to you how that works out. So, Magecraft deck. You know, I feel like any Magecraft deck that isn't playing white, so that you have access to Clever Lumimancer and Leonin Lightscribe, is just not a really good Magecraft deck, honestly. I mean, there's other variants, you know, with black and things, which are not bad, but they're not doing the same thing. This is aggro. You're trying to get lots of triggers on top of cheap, low to the ground creatures that pump themselves, and then attack every turn. If you haven't won the game usually by turn 5, latest turn 6, then you're going to get run over by the control decks, the bigger creature decks, mono green, you name it. So you need to find this balance between the amount of creatures that you have that have the Magecraft ability and the spells that you need to cast on top of them to trigger the Magecraft ability. So what is Magecraft? Magecraft is an ability from Strixhaven that says that this ability triggers when you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell. And there's, to my knowledge, 3 cards that do that very well in Strixhaven. 1 in white, and 1 in blue, and 1 in black. It's Plumb the Forbidden in black, Show of Confidence in white, and Mentor's Guide in blue. That say somewhere on the card that when you cast the spell, copy it, and then there's a stipulation as to how it is that you can copy that. A Show of Confidence's stipulation is that it is copied for however many other instants and sorceries that were cast this turn before it, and then you may choose new targets for the copies. Mentor's Guide stipulation says that it gets copied if you control a planeswalker, a cleric, a druid, a shaman, a warlock, or a wizard. So it's quite a flexible sort of number of different creature types and things that you can have on the battlefield for it to automatically copy. Because we've got a wizard in the form of the Lumimancer, a wizard in the form of the Symmetry Sage, we have a cleric in the form of the Leonin. So that's it. So there's 3 different creatures in the deck that will allow this to automatically trigger twice. So if you can cast Mentor's Guidance and you've got, let's say, a Leonin Lightscribe or a Clever Lumimancer, it will automatically copy. So straight away, that's pretty good in and of itself, because you get to scry 1, then draw a card, copies again, scry 1, draw a card. So you're drawing 2 cards for 3. But at that point, if you've got a monk class in play, that means that the next spell you cast's cost is reduced by 1. So then you can then, and you've gotten 2 cast or copies of a sorcery, and then you cast the Show of Confidence, which means it will copy 3 times, because you've cast or copied 2 things before it. So it's not only it being cast, but then it copies another 2 times. So you'll get a total of 5 Magecraft triggers off of those 2 cards being cast. Which, if you have Leonin Lightscribe in play, things start to get pretty crazy, because all the creatures you control get +5/+5. If you've got a Clever Lumimancer in play, it gets +10/+10, etc., etc., etc. Then, what else makes Monk class really good is that when this class becomes level 2, you can bounce target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Not only can you do that to your own creature to save it, but you can also do it to the opponent's big things getting in the way of your creatures getting through for damage. And it only costs 2 Azorius mana, 1 white, 1 blue, to get this to level 2. It's one of the more cheaper costed classes. Sometimes, the other one, the Ranger class, is also only 2 to level it up to 3, but then the next one is 4. This one, the next level to get to level 3, is only 3 mana. So you can really tell it fits this Magecraft sort of archetype because of how cheaply costed it is as well. The level 3 says that at the beginning of your upkeep, you exile the top card of your library, and then for as long as it remains exiled, you may cast this card from exile as long as you've cast another spell this turn. So you can really see how it's like helping along this thing of like storming off, casting multiple spells on top of your Magecraft cards over and over and over again each turn. So, what are the other instants and sorceries that we're running in the deck besides Mentor's Guidance and Show of Confidence? Well, we are running 3 copies of You See a God Approach, which is great, I think, in this deck because you can save one of your creatures by giving it hexproof, which is a serious problem in Magecraft decks. You know, targeted removal, they get rid of your key piece like a Leonin or a Clever Lumimancer. Suddenly the whole thing starts to fall apart ever so slightly. So if you can save one of them, great. And because we have Mavinda, which says that you can pay 0, and you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast this way. So that's prohibitively expensive. It's never going to happen. Very rarely. But if you're targeting your own self, then you just pay the normal cost of it. You know, not your own self, but one of your own creatures. And you can activate this only once each turn, which means you can do it during your opponent's turn as well. So if he tries to kill something of yours on his turn before you attack, you can see a god approach, hexproof your creature. They try to do it again during their turn, you activate Mavinda, you can recast, you see a god approach from the graveyard, and save your creature again. So pretty cool little way of reusing your instants and sorceries, the ones that target your own creatures, by having Mavinda as an option in the deck. Only 2 of, might go up to a 3 of. We'll see by the time the video ends. As usual, I will upload the most up-to-date version of the deck, the one that we end up the stream with, to either hub and down into the video description below this video. What else? Wings of the Cosmos. I used this one as the thumbnail for the stream because it's pretty damn good. You can use it defensively or you can use it offensively. It only costs 1 mana. It's a instant speed spell from Kaldheim that says the target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. Untap it. Okay, so imagine all your creatures have just attacked. They drop a Goldspan Dragon. You've got a Leonin Lightscribe that's tapped in play. If you cast Wings of Cosmos and you target the, let's say, Leonin Lightscribe, it'll become a 3/4/7 with flying. So you suddenly gain a blocker that can block and kill Goldspan Dragon without dying itself. So it's a great defensive combat trick, and if you need to get over the top and attack with flying, and also of course get all your Magecraft triggers to go off, then it's also a great offensive spell. And once again, you can use it first offensively during your attack phase and then recast it defensively in your blocking phase because of Mavinda, because you're targeting one of your own creatures. As long as you've got 1 mana left open, you can recast it again from the graveyard with Mavinda. So great little card there. I think an obvious inclusion in the deck. But then there's on top of the UC God Approach, another great one from AFR, which is the one called You Hear Something on Watch. And you can choose one. Either rouse the party, so all the creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Great little combat trick. He only blocks 1 or 2 things because he doesn't want to lose his blockers. He wants to still have something left on the field with which to attack the following turn. Wham! Now you've got 1 or 2 of your Magecrafters that have not been blocked. Whew, you hear something on the watch. All the remaining creatures get +1/+1, which also triggers a Magecraft, which means even your Clarion Spirits, everything gets +1/+1 because of Leonin Lightscribe. Suddenly you can get through for that final bit of damage and win the game that way. Or again, as a little bit of removal, which we struggle with in this color combination, we can deal 5 damage to target attacking creature, which is pretty cool. That's the second option, called Set Off the Traps. Yeah, and then another tiny little bit of new cool tech that I'm running is this Trickster's Talisman. It is a 1 mana artifact equipment, which is cool to have as an additional little 1-drop, because we're trying to also double cast on top of Clarion Spirit to keep spawning those little blockers. But it also has the added ability that whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice Trickster's Talisman, and if you do, you create a token that's a copy of this creature. I often put this on my Leonin Lightscribe. That's where you can have up to, if things go amazingly well, I've only ever had it happen once against a friend that I was playtesting with, where you have 4, 5, 6 Leonin Lightscribes in play, 4 originals and 2 creature tokens that are copies of those originals made with Trickster's Talisman. Suddenly the Magecraft triggers just get absolutely ridiculous, but usually you've won by that point. My friend was just kind of humoring me and letting me get it to that point. What else? That's it, really. I mean, simple, easy peasy Magecraft deck. There's not much removal, and there isn't much removal in many of these Magecraft decks. What we're trying to do is get the game done by turn 5. Get down a Clever Lumimancer, play a Clarion Spirit on top of it, and then start double casting, growing your army every time with the Leonin or the Clever Lumimancer. And then do that double trigger thing with the Show of Confidence suddenly, and the Mentor's Guidance, and then everything just goes ballistic. Symmetry Sage is probably the one flex spot in the deck where I don't know if I would really... It's probably the worst card in the deck, although you can give, you know, I don't know, it's a bit weird. Whenever you cast a copy instant, a sorcery spell, target creature you control has base power 2 until end of turn. Because this has, you know, base power 0, you can put it on a Clever Lumimancer, but most of the time you're just targeting itself, and it doesn't stack. So it is a flyer, it is cheap, it does help us get the double triggers off on the Clarion Spirit, but it is a little bit of the weak link in the deck, and I'm not sure entirely what I would replace it with. Most Magecraft decks have 16 creatures, this one has 18 because of Mavinda. I'm liking it so far, and we've got, of course, also 1 Cave of the Frost Dragon and 1 Hall of the Storm Giants to kind of keep fighting after a nasty sweeper. Alrighty. Billy, welcome to the stream, my brother. Good to have you. I hope you like the deck. I'm about to jump into some games. At this point in the stream, as always, I'd like to remind everybody who has not done so already to consider subscribing to the channel. I've just broken 140 subs. I'm so freaking stoked. I'm 10 away from 150. There's, you know, 5 days left in the month. We can get there. Of course, do all the other great stuff if you are feeling so kind. Like, comment, and hit the bell icon if you would like to be notified of my future uploads. All right. Playing against Ellen Labara. Thanks, bro. I'm glad you like the look of the deck. It's a little bit weird. It's something new. I'm trying to get innovative here. And I'm hoping it works out, because we're in, you know, Platinum again, not Mythic. And then we can sort of fine-tune it and see if there's anything to it. Looks like the opponent is mana screwed. No. Right, how much is the equip to? I'm gonna keep some mana open for hexproof. Okay. Let's see if this works. Nice. Elnen Labara? Oh no. Oh no. Skeletal swarming. I don't know. Just doesn't feel quite as good as I was hoping. So far, a little bit dodgy. Already I'm screwed. I'm not sure entirely how I'm supposed to get past these guys. I mean, Wing of the Cosmos is all good and dandy, but I think I have a cunning plan here. What we can do is this. Pretty sweet. Haha. Hello, darling. That was nice. That was really nice. Don't forget we can save something with the Mavinda now, if necessary. Okay. Probably won't block with these guys, or should I? You have to attack with both. We take 4, otherwise he spawns more of them. I think that's the way to go. Okay. I think we got him. Oh crap. Sorry. Whichever one it is, doesn't really matter. And that's it. That's done it. That's game. Baby. Nice. Very nice turn one, game one. That was really very, very nice. I'm already climbing steadily through plat. Ooh. Fantastic. I don't know, should we put like more flying thing? What's it called? This guy. And less... less of this, more of this. 3 is good, I think. Nah, I think it's good. I think it's good. It's just a little bit less easy. You have to really be aware of what you're doing. There's plenty of card draw with that wizard card. What's in the store? What am I getting daily deals about? Nah. Kaldheim. No, thank you. By the way, the saving spree is going pretty good. We're well, 1 week out exactly from the start of spoiler season on the 2nd of September, and then the new set drops in 1, 2, 3 weeks exactly on the 16th of September. So I think we'll probably get this number up to somewhere closer to 60,000 by then, maybe 45,000, and this should be quite a bit higher as well. Already got 1 mythic there. It's looking good, it's looking good. Of course I'm going to splurge and buy my usual single pre-release pack as soon as they make it available on the store, and that should guarantee a pretty large number of the new sets cards, so we can get brewing straight away. The Arcan Stone. No Cretan. Well, there's one Clarion Spirit that's a little bit probably mulligan this one. Okay. Can put a island back to the bottom. Hopefully top deck some more creatures though. There we go, that's a creature. So then I'm going to skip on casting the Lumimancer and go 1, 2. That's no good. Hopefully there's no Pyre of the Fallen or whatever it's called. Chump blockers activated. Let's hope he double attacks. We'll let one through. This life gain is no good though. No bueno. No bueno, señor. Ow. bad. A little bit dodgy. But if we cast this for 3, then we can play this for 1. Ooh, Abzan Clerics. Nice. I've been trying to make this one as well. This is cool. Then you can also play the what's it called? No, not. Oh my god, the one that just puts. Ooh. +1/+1 counters on everybody. What's it called again? No. Yeah, Clever Lumimancer? No. Can't remember. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, this is not looking good, guys. Not looking good at all. This creature's just grew too quick, too fast, and he's got too much life gain. A pity. Oh god. Oh god. No. Announcement from either hub. The latest MTGA Arena update has several big changes. We're still working on fixing stuff. Some features will be removed due to the date being removed from the logs. Deck tracker now works again. Blah blah. Nice. Good to know, because I don't have my deck tracker. I feel a little wonky. Screw this. We are screwed. Alright, 1 win, 1 loss. Humongous clerics coming at me thick and fast. Just gonna go grab a bit of water, give me a second. That is the wrong color of mana. Okay. Again, clerics. Gosh. Ouch. I think that's done it. Down to 2. Nice sequencing there. Although, if we don't get any sort of spell, we're kind of screwed. Oh, that's big. Oh, that's big. Counters on everything. Shit-chang. That is very problematic. Toski. I find it crazy how Landfall has just made such a comeback due to the classes. I'm surprised I haven't seen Druid class yet in this deck. I'm sure he's running it. That's crazy. And everything has freaking frick. Down to 2. We were so close. I'm trying to think like what card we could really get to make it pop off that extra little bit. But if we just get... No, he's got... we need Mavinda. Okay. I don't know. They're all lands. That's a nightmare. So close. So close. God dang it. GG. We can take one more hit and see what happens. Block the 2 biggest creatures. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Only one chance. Nah, there's no chance. We lose. Period. Down to 2 we got him. That felt so bad. It's the problem with Magecraft, like, it's always the same problem. I just saw Malone, MTG Malone, by the way, if you haven't checked him out yet, go check out his channel. He's a freaking beast. His brews are so creative and interesting every day. A constant source of inspiration. I've actually got a collaboration coming up with him in September after rotation. We're going to do a little one-on-one in post-rotation standard. He was running a Selesnya version. Trying to see like what else he's got in here. Blizzard Brawl, ram through, Snakeskin Veil. Those are pretty good spells, but I feel like this idea of having the mentor's guidance show of confidence thing, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down these two and up like that. Hopefully draw those cards more often. We haven't seen show of confidence once since I started playing. I really want to get both of them at least once to do that double trigger thing before the stream is through. We're about 45 minutes in. Yeah, I'm wondering what I'll run against Malone. I still got to think about that. I think I'm going to wait and see what the new set has in store. Billy, we'll have to see. Nice. Okay, mono white snow. I thought I'd seen the last of this crap. Guess not. I was dreading a elite spellbinder there, but he has a tap land, which is quite nice. Sure. Runs out of steam just a little bit too quickly. You know, that's why we play these decks. Just gotta figure things out. It's probably gonna take the Clarion Spirit, of course. God, I hated this deck so much. It kind of dropped off. I wasn't seeing as much of it in Mythic at all, actually, and I was dreading going back to Platinum because it's just a like lazy man's deck. You just play it whenever, you know. You want to just start on the play and win every match. Now he just does it again. Oh, how stupid. Alright guys, this deck is needs more work obviously, but you know, like I said, that's why it's the BrewLab. We're tinkering, we're fiddling, we're testing things so that you guys can see before you go off and try the deck for yourself and ruin your rank or you know, waste your wild cards. You get to see me do that to myself and then you can you know, decide. This one probably is definitely something like a tier 3. It's like, it's not quite there. There's something missing. It's not, it doesn't have that like turn 3 potential to just wham wham. Probably get rid of Trickster's Talisman and put in more of these, you know, spells that actually trigger the Magecraft. That's probably the plan. I'm gonna try that next game. Blood money, no. Okay, we can't get to turn 6 because now they're going to have... blood on the snow, probably. Although if they're trying this kind of zombie thing with white, which is probably the crappiest card in AFR that got a gold rare symbol, just absolute rubbish. Like, I don't know why anyone would play this crap. Unless I'm missing something. It just kind of sucks. Comes into play tapped. The zombies it spawns come into play tapped. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get beat by it, but no lands. Whoopee! Hey Moonwatcher, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, brother. We're testing out Azorius Magecraft. It's we're about to get our asses handed to us by some random zombie jank. Fuck's sakes. Yeah. I was doing so nicely on my plat run there. Straight back down to the bottom of the rung. Yeah, Boros Clerics, sweet. I think I'm going to be using that to climb into Mythic this season. But white, that was a pretty good example right there that we saw. Now I seem to get it. I guess you're supposed to run it in a Golgari shell and then have fight spells. Makes sense, I guess. That was a very convincing little performance there from the opponent. But, yeah. Let's see, what can we do here? What was I saying? Let's get rid of the Trickster's Talisman. Let's put in one more each of these. Golgari Zombie Stompy. Stompy zombies. Yeah, Billy, that deck, I don't know. I don't mean to sound rude. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not my style. It actually probably is really good in the meta right now because there's a lot of creature decks, but if you just come up against anyone playing control as well as you, then I guess you've got your manlands to continue to put in the damage, but it's a little bit one-sided. There's some horrible matchups. I guess that can be said of most decks. So maybe I'll give it a try like tonight, right after the stream. I'm actually gonna give it a try tonight after the stream. On the ladder, since I'm back in platinum and I'm not too bothered. Tough call. I want my Mavinda. There could be something to it, Billy. It's worth a try for sure. Okay, we've got our combo. If we can just get the mana for it now. Okay. If we have Monk class in play, we can do it for 4. because we don't, I'm just going to leave it at that. And hopefully get this spell out of his hand. I'm assuming that that's a poison the cup. Okay, maybe he's got village rights. Steal and sack deck. Thanks, CGB. Here comes village rights for sure. Yeah. Oof, if we get one more land next turn, it's going to be explosive as all hell. We might even win. If he doesn't remove something important and we get a land, it's going to be crazy. But he's got to poison the cup. Goldspan. Okay. Does he attack with it? He does. He still cast poison the cup with this. Ooh, he's got it. Oh, even worse. Oh, it's game over. God. Alright, I'm gonna call it. This deck is probably a hot steaming pile of crap. It is too slow for a Magecraft deck. I'm not entirely sure how you can make it any faster in these colors. So, you know, it was worth a try. I was trying to find a home for Monk class. So far, no luck. It's kind of a weird one, Monk class. Okay, let's just do the combo once for fun. And then I'll call the stream it. And watch him just have like a removal spell in hand. Okay. Yeah, it's not known for being that explosive. Yeah, that's GG. All right, it was worth a try. We're gonna have to keep, you know, hunting for a home for this monk class. Where would you guys play it? It seemed to really be made for Magecraft. But it being Azorius kind of makes it not explosive enough. So then I'm not entirely sure where else I would play this class card. And it's rare. I mean, they you know, they don't just make cards for no reason. I mean, often it might just be something that's good for limited, but there's something to this. I'm just not entirely sure what. But yeah, I guess control decks, so you can like keep casting spells or something, like an Esper control deck with monk class. Maybe Azorius control. There was this Azorius build that I posted a few weeks back, which was actually really good, in my opinion, like really, really good. And where is it now? Yeah. Would this benefit from running that? Maybe. Maybe. Alright, well, we'll have to see. That's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go hit the sack. It's almost 2 a.m. in Italy. But thank you all so much for watching. And thanks for your suggestions and advice. I will just go out and say it straight away. Don't craft this deck. It's an absolute pile of crap. And I'm going to delete it now and maybe try it again in another way at a later stage. Tomorrow, little sneak preview for you guys that stick around to the end. I'm thinking probably Grixis Control. It's looking pretty spicy. Or perhaps we will brew up something fresh tomorrow morning and I'll come at you with that. Now that I'm staying in this house in Parma, my in-laws are 50 meters down the road, literally. So my son is going to be spending most of the time with his grandparents because it's the last few days in which they get to see him. It is also my son's birthday, so I do have a lunch appointment and dinner party type thing for my son. He's turning 2. So I don't know how long I'll have to make a new deck. We're probably going to be playing Grixis Control tomorrow night. But that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. And this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.